It was brutal. I'm gonna start off. It was so bad. Like, I fished lots and lots of events. They never stopped all day long. I mean, I'd have had to stop to warm my hands up. They fished super hard. It just goes to show anything can happen come tournament day, and they ended up winning the tournament just like you guys. Right here, you know, a up-and-coming angler not too long ago, and is really successful with where he's at. All right, guys, big warm welcome, Lane Stevens. I'm really excited for him to talk to us.
This is a lot different than when I was in school. I'm pumped. You guys got a really big group. I was kind of expecting a lot less. First off, I want to say thanks to obviously Edwin and Brent and all of you parents, boat captains. You guys are doing a great thing. And this is they're gonna take this, whether it's not through fishing, they're gonna go all the way through their lives with these experiences and just the things that you teach them, even outside of fishing. It's a really big deal, and they're gonna remember that. I'm Lane Stevens. I recognize some of you guys, obviously not all of you, but I graduated here in 2021, and I didn't have a high school fishing team when I was here, so I kind of just learned everything on my own, and that's what's really cool about this is you guys have those connections and support to, you can ask questions and figure out the right and the wrong ways to do things, and anybody here is going to shoot you in the right direction. If you do want to take that step and go to the college level, it's going to be a lot easier to kind of just learn from your mistakes and have that little bit of guidance. So obviously super pumped that Edwin asked me to come talk to you guys, and I'm a sophomore this year, so last year was my full season, and I'm going to start with grades. Grades is the #1 thing. Other than social media, every college coach that you're going to talk to, any recruiting process, you guys have got to make those grades. So, I mean, high school, I love that you guys are going to have to eligible to be able to go and fish high school events. That's how it should be, because they hold you to that standard in college. It's just like college football, for example. If you're not passing your classes, you can't go play. You get checked every week. What are your grades looking like? Are you eligible to fish? And if you're not a good student, I mean, they don't have time for that. They're going to find someone that is, and they're going to find someone that's willing to put in the work in the classroom so they can go fish. So that's something that build that work ethic in high school. That's going to be big. Just build that work ethic, take it into college, and take it serious, because the reward from fishing is going to be much greater than it is if you don't make those grades and don't get a fish. So I'm going to start with that. That's definitely top priority. Second, social media, like you guys said. I mean, sponsors, super big on the collegiate level, individual sponsors, and even just how you carry yourself as a person. Everybody is always watching. It doesn't matter what you're doing, somebody's going to be watching you. So always just hold yourself to that high of a standard, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. Just treat it like someone's watching you, because most of the time they are, whether it's on stage, social media. I love what Edwin said about the microphone. I mean, that's something huge that even to the college fishing series is a little bit bigger than high school, obviously, but I mean, almost every angler gets that microphone at the end of the way, and whether you have no fish or you're winning the tournament. And honestly, whether you have no fish, you should say about the same amount of words as you say if you blank compared to going up there with 20 pounds. It doesn't matter. It's just kind of how you carry yourself. So getting comfortable with that microphone is going to be very crucial if you guys do want to go up to that next level, because people love talking, and that's the big thing. If you can hold a conversation with someone and communicate yourself, that is a very good skill to have, and I love that you guys are going to start with that. So,
how did you get to go to McKendree? How did it start out for you? Why did you arrive at McKendree?
So, obviously, the high school fishing, this is the best outlet you guys can get to get your names out there. I mean, the best one. There's no better exposure, whether it be social media. I mean, big MLF, Bassmaster, those social medias you guys will be posted on there eventually if you fish enough. So just that exposure coming from different college tours. But me personally, I didn't have a high school fishing team to travel with, so I fished, the big thing for me was co-angler tournaments. I fished a ton of BFLs as a co-angler growing up. I didn't have a boat, so it was very good exposure, a little bit bigger tournament, but I mean, you have $100 and 3 or 4 rods, you can show up to the ramp and mainly just learn from a lot of these different people. So it's basically, you show up and get to go fish on a lake that you might not have been to before with someone new. So that's kind of how I got into it. I got really hooked on that. I loved hopping and seeing just different people's point of views and how different people would like approach a lake or fish a lake differently than I would. So I really got hooked on that, and I had two years where I did really well and ended up making a resume and kind of went from there. But I'd say the number one thing for me was definitely fishing as many tournaments as I could. Just time on the water is going to go way more than you would think it would. And second, I mean, obviously social media, you have to have a positive impact. You have to work on just representing different companies. That it's going to come from that, just making posts. I mean, even if it doesn't matter, don't focus on the likes or the views or anything of that nature. Just make those posts and just see where it goes. It's no harm's going to come from that. So those were the 2 things I focused on, was social media for one, just going out fishing, making a couple posts, just growing a following, growing a following that cares about fishing and cares about what you guys are doing in your daily lives. And that'll come with time, obviously. I mean, obviously Edwin's got way more followers than I do, and I probably have a couple more followers than some of you guys. So that obviously is just going to come with time and being consistent. That's the best step. And then secondly, don't take these high school tournaments for granted. I mean, you're going to learn something from every single event, and you're going to learn. That's the big thing. A lot of life lessons, and also fishing. It's just kind of one of those things that fishing, I've found out, just correlates so much to life as you go, that you can take a lot of knowledge from the water to real life. So those were kind of the 2 tactics that I used to kind of build a following, and it's just like recruiting for any other college sport. Obviously, when you get into college, it's going to be a lot different as far as school goes compared to high school, because you're not going to have class every day some days. Some days you might have class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're not in school for 8 hours. So you can manage your time a lot better, but you have to have a good work ethic. You're going to have so much free time in college that, I mean, you can get behind and you can do a lot of stuff that you probably shouldn't be doing just because you're away from home, and you're going to have a lot of free time. So having good time management skills and having your head in line, and you get your work done, yeah, you can go fish 2 or 3 days a week. That's what I do. But I make sure I got all my schoolwork done. I make sure I'm caught up in everything. And that's a very good point, because you'll find out if you guys decide to go to college. I mean, you'll just see people just walk in the hallways. Friends, your friends. I mean, everybody, that's really where you figure out who you are in life, is kind of just being away from, I mean, you're on your own. So that's really the first time you get to go out, and I mean, you can have a strong work ethic, get your stuff done, like I said, and you can go fish as many days of the week you want to. It's just a matter of getting that classwork done and going from there. So definitely a lot of advantages. I spend more time on the water now than I ever did. But I mean, that comes with a cost. I mean, I'll go out and fish, and then I'm booked up at homework for 3 hours, then go to bed, class in the morning, and out of class I can go fish if I want. But just a little bit of insight of what college fishing at a high level is like. I think we fished in 20 different states last year, 15 or 20 different states.
20 states?
Yeah, wow. Full season, 15 to 20. It's somewhere, I forget the number.
Lot.
Somewhere in there, so it's a lot of traveling. And like I said, I mean, that's a lot of time away from school. And that's what's cool about going to a really pristine college fishing university, is those professors, they're going to give you those days off. You're going to be able to miss, you're going to be able to make up your work, but you got to get it done. You got to have that initiative that obviously you guys are going to build throughout high school and going into college. It's just something you figure out. But yeah, you just have that initiative. You're going to get the days off. There's nothing better than me missing school for a whole week and getting it excused. And I get a week to make up my classwork. You just got to get it done. And I've seen it firsthand. Not everyone's perfect. I've seen a lot of people get wrapped up in the traveling and fishing and all that stuff, and they don't make the grades, and they're done just as quick as they started. So you just find that balance and go. You guys have any questions for me? Yep.
He asked, where does he keep his boat when he's at college? Just
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and you don't, I'm gonna start with this. You don't have to have a boat to go fish in college. A lot of colleges, you don't have to have a boat. That's a lot of misconception. They're like, man, I wanna fish in college, but I just don't have a boat. I don't have all of these electronics. You don't need one. Almost all the colleges nowadays, at least for the most part, they have a college fishing team. You show up, you're like, hey, I'm so-and-so. They're gonna do the same background check that any other college is gonna do, and you guys can go fish. Whether you have a boat or not, you can hop in. So that outlet's always there. I want you guys to worry about having a boat or having all of this new stuff. That's an option for every single one of you guys. If college is the route that you guys decide to go in.
Thanks, Lane, really appreciate it a bunch. Today, we've got, I think I've got 48 rod and reels that Abu Garcia graciously is just giving you guys. So one way that we could all say thank you to them is just to take a photo today and we'll tag them. All right, you guys help me get the rods unpackaged.